Now today I'm going to be making a North African dish. It's very simple to do, it's healthy and it's delicious. What we're going to be making is shakshuka. Now shakshuka is really a spicy tomato sauce with eggs, and it's just wonderful. Serve it up with some crusty bread or a little bit of toast, or you could have pita bread, whatever you like, but it's delicious, so give it a go. So just to go through the ingredients, now I've got my onions there. I've got 2 small onions. I'll probably use 1.5 of those, but really you're looking ideally for about a medium sized onion. Peel that, chop it up fairly fine, and we're going to fry it off in a little bit of olive oil, along with a chopped up red bell pepper. If you want to mix a little bit of red and a green bell pepper, give it a bit of colour, your choice. 2 cloves of garlic, peel those and crush them. Tomato puree, that's just going to help to richen up the mixture. 2 cans of tomatoes. Now you can use just your normal chopped tomatoes, you could use fresh tomatoes if you want. I've got 2 cans of cherry tomatoes, but any tomatoes you want to use. 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now I'm using that because it just takes the acidity out of the sort of tomatoes, but you know, it's up to you. I always find putting a little bit in good. I'm using 1 teaspoon of that. Spices, I've got 1 teaspoon of each. What we've got is paprika, smoked paprika, chili powder and ground cumin. Now I've got a bowl of eggs there. You can use 4, 5, 6 eggs, and we're just gonna, break those into the tomato mixture, and it just makes it look delicious, and cooks them away in the tomato sauce, and it's wonderful when you serve them up. They look good. Little bit of olive oil, as I mentioned. We're just going to use that at the beginning to fry off the onions and the bell pepper. And then here I've got some chili flakes. Now you could use fresh chili if you want, but I'm just going to use chili flakes and obviously do that to taste. And then finally I've got some parsley, but you could use, instead of parsley, you could use coriander. It's probably more typical, more authentic, but I'm going to use parsley. Just pick the leaves off, chop it up, add it on top, give it a little bit of colour to finish it all off. So there's all the ingredients, nice and simple. So let's go over to the hob and get on with the cooking. So I've come over to the hob, I've got it all prepared, got my pan, so let's get on with the cooking. So I'm just going to start off with some olive oil, a reasonable amount of that. Switch the heat on. Say you want to do this on about a medium heat. Now my oil's just come up to heat, so let's start off with the onions. And we may as well put the peppers in there as well. Give that a move around. Just, give it an occasional move around. You want to cook this for, I don't know, 5 minutes, a little bit longer. You just want to soften it down a little bit, and this will be the base. Now I might just add a bit of salt and a bit of pepper. So the onions and peppers, 5 minutes or so, just starting to soften down a little bit. So I'm going to go in with the garlic. Obviously this is crushed up garlic. So just pop that in like that. Put it in the middle so we can keep an eye on it. Try not to burn your garlic. Now we might as well also put in a spice mix. Now I like to put it at this stage because if you cook it off, it just takes a little bit of the rawness out of it. And I've also got my chili flakes, so I might as well put them in as well. Obviously do that to taste. You can always add a little bit more later if you want. So just mix this around quick, like that. Keep it all moving. Probably a minute at the most. Like that. Oh, it is smelling wonderful in this kitchen now. Lovely. Let's quickly go in with a splodge of tomato puree, just to richen it up a little bit. And then I think I'll just go in with the tomatoes. So I'm using cherry tomatoes, but use normal chopped tomatoes out of a can. I'm just going to squash the tomatoes down a little bit. I will also just, to clean the cans out, to Let's give it just a little bit more liquid. Put a little bit of water in there. Let's get that all in the mixture. And so eventually I'll just squash these all down so we get all the juice out of them. And you probably want to give this now a good 15, maybe 20 minutes or so, just to thicken up slightly. So, you know, if you need to bring the heat up, get it bubbling away again, always bring it down to about a medium heat, 15, 20 minutes or so, and then that'll start to look good. Now I've had that cooking at the moment for about 15 minutes. Not quite ready. I did turn the heat down a little bit, you know, because it was bubbling quite fierce, so adjust that as you need to. As a gauge, what you want to do is just cook until you can make a little well where you can place the eggs, and you know, it pretty much holds the shape. Now I am going to taste it because I'm probably going to add my little bit of sugar and test it for salt as well. So let's have a quick taste. All right. Lovely. I think it does need that little bit of sugar for me, so I'm going to add that in, and a tiny little more salt. There you go, just a little bit of salt, like that. Give that a stir, and you know, if it takes another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so that when you make a little well, it almost holds its shape so it takes the egg. Otherwise you've just got the eggs floating around on top. So carry on cooking, turn the heat down if you need to, and don't let it stick to the bottom of the pan. So do give it a stir. Now in total, I've been cooking this mixture for about half an hour. A little bit longer than I said, but obviously, you know, it depends on the heat. Now what I'm going to do is start putting the eggs in. And what you want to do is get your mixture just about right to receive the egg. So, you know, we've moved that, made a little gap, and I think we can pop an egg in there. Now obviously you could just crack your eggs, you know, crack your egg, pop it in there, nothing wrong with that. But to make your life easier, you can put them in little bowls. Now I'm just going to do this one on the outside here. You see, we open it up and it kind of just stays there, ready for the egg. That's at the stage you want to get to. So pop that in. That'll do. Lovely. Now eggs love a little bit of salt, so do put a little bit of salt in the eggs. That one over here just kind of separated a little bit, but not the end of the world. Now what you want to do is pop the lid on, and you need to get the eggs to cook how you want them. So whether you want them runny or whether you want them hard, it's entirely up to you. But let's just leave that cooking away until you got it just how you want it. Now I've been cooking the Shakshuka for 10 minutes. Let's have a look at this. I think that's probably the time to take it off. So 10 minutes, switch the heat off, because it will continue to cook. So let's take that away. Ooh, that looks lovely. So let's take it away, put it on the table, and we're going to serve it up. Now I've got my egg and a little bit of bread, and let's enjoy this. Now obviously with the egg, keep an eye on it, because, you know, cook it how you want, but let's have a look at that. Look at that. That is lovely and soft and beautiful. That is how you want an egg done. Dip this in. Ooh. Oh, very wonderful. You can try a little bit of this tomato sauce. Remember, it's got chilli in. Oh. And what a beautiful combination together. And you can like scoop that up, put it on the bread there, and that is so good. Let's try that. Mmm. 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 Thanks for watching my videos. I'll see you on the next one. The original Naked Chef.